Hi, my name is Susanna Savage, and welcome to the training on administering the DIAL-4. In this session, we'll explore the key components of the DIAL-4 assessment, its purpose, and how it can be used to support children's development. So what is the DIAL-4? The DIAL-4 is a comprehensive developmental assessment tool designed for young children ages 2.5 to 5 years through 11 months. It helps us understand a child's developmental progress in key domains: motor skills, concepts, language, and we also assess self-help skills. By assessing these areas, we gain valuable insights into a child's strengths and areas that may need support. Before we begin administering the DIAL-4 assessment, it's crucial to create a comfortable and supportive environment for the child. Make sure you have all the necessary materials ready, including the assessment booklets, scoring sheets, writing materials, and any toys or objects required for specific activities. Now let's walk through step by step the process of administering the assessment to ensure a smooth and effective experience. Start by introducing yourself to the child in a friendly and warm manner. Explain that you will be playing some fun games and doing activities together. Let the child know that there are no right or wrong answers, and the purpose is to understand how they're growing and developing. For each task, clearly and simply explain what the child needs to do. Use age-appropriate language and demonstrate the tasks if needed. Ensure the child understands the instructions before proceeding. If they have any questions, address them patiently. During this assessment, carefully observe the child's responses to each task. Take note of their strengths, struggles, and any unique observations. Record their answers accurately and objectively on the scoring sheets. Avoid making assumptions or interpreting their responses beyond what is explicitly asked. Throughout the assessment, provide words of encouragement and positive reinforcement. Praise the child for their efforts, even if they face challenges. Positive feedback helps keep them engaged and motivated, fostering a comfortable and relaxed atmosphere. Ensure you administer all the required activities for each domain: motor skills, concepts, and language. Follow the order outlined in the assessment manual to maintain consistency and reliability. Every child is unique, and some need more time or encouragement to participate. Be patient and allow breaks if necessary. Remember that the goal is to make the assessment experience enjoyable and stress-free. Once the assessment is complete, thank the child for their participation and cooperation. Reassure them that they did a great job regardless of the outcomes. Maintain a positive tone as you end the session. By following these steps, you'll establish a positive rapport with the child and gather valuable information about their development. Remember that the DIAL-4 assessment serves as a tool to support their growth, and your approach plays a significant role in creating a positive impact on their experience. This is the record form that you'll be using to record your observations when administering the DIAL-4. Be sure that you fill out the behavioral observations at the bottom of each page of the record form. Be sure that you score tasks objectively and convert the raw scores to weighted scores in each of the 3 domains. And again, be sure to complete the behavioral observations at the end of each of the 3 areas. Enter the total scores for each domain area on the front of the record form in the appropriate column. Add all the behavioral observation scores and enter them in the total score column. Circle 7% and use table G.1 in the appendix of the manual to determine if there is a potential delay and mark the appropriate column. Use table G.4 in the appendix of the manual to determine the percentile rank, and then use table G.7 to find the standard score. Circle the level of intelligibility of the child's speech in each area. Part of the DIAL-4 assessment also includes a parent questionnaire, which is available in both English and Spanish. So you'll want to give this to the parent for them to fill out. And then once they've completed filling that out, you'll use this clear overlay to do the scoring. So you'll use the clear overlay scoring sheet to calculate the responses from your parent questionnaires. Enter the total scores in the appropriate column on the front of the record form. Then circle 7% and use table G.2 in the appendix of the manual to determine if there is a potential delay and mark the appropriate column. Use table G.5 in the appendix of the manual to determine the percentile rank, and then use table G.7 to find the standard score. Now that we've successfully administered the DIAL-4 assessment and parent questionnaire, let's move on to understanding how to interpret the results. The results obtained from the assessment can provide valuable insights into a child's development, helping us identify their strengths and areas for improvement. As you review the assessment scores, you'll begin to notice patterns and trends in the child's performance across the different domains and activities. Strong performance in specific areas indicates the child's strengths, while lower scores may highlight areas where they might need additional support. Potential delay and the need for further evaluation. If the assessment reveals potential delays in one or more areas, it's essential to recognize that the DIAL-4 is a screening tool, not a diagnostic instrument. In such cases, further evaluations may be necessary to gain a more comprehensive understanding of the child's development and to rule out any underlying issues. DIAL-4 results can be effectively integrated into Teaching Strategies Gold. By inputting the DIAL-4 results into this system, you'll create a holistic picture of the child's development over time. The DIAL-4 results play a crucial role in guiding instructional planning for individual children. Based on their strengths and areas for improvement, you can tailor learning activities and interventions to meet their specific needs effectively. Remember that the assessment results are a starting point for further observation and collaboration with other professionals and parents. Always approach the interpretation process with sensitivity and openness, keeping the child's best interests at heart. Now that we have valuable insights from the DIAL-4 assessment results, it's time to explore effective strategies to support children's development in various domains. Here are some approaches to target the domains based on the assessment outcomes. Motor skills are crucial for a child's physical development and coordination. To enhance their motor skills, we can provide opportunities for active play and fine motor activities. Encourage outdoor play, running, jumping, and climbing to strengthen gross motor skills. Additionally, engage them in activities that promote hand-eye coordination, such as drawing, painting, and building with blocks or Play-Doh. Reinforcing concepts like colors, shapes, numbers, and letters lays a strong foundation for a child's cognitive development. Incorporate engaging activities that make learning fun and interactive. Use games, puzzles, and educational toys to help them grasp these concepts in a playful manner. Creating a print-rich environment with posters and books can also boost language and concept development. Language skills are fundamental for communication and future academic success. To foster language development, provide ample opportunities for storytelling, conversations, and vocabulary building activities. Read aloud to the child regularly and encourage them to express themselves freely. Engage in open-ended discussions and discuss open-ended questions to stimulate their language skills further. Self-help skills empower children with independence and a sense of achievement. Encourage self-help skills by involving them in daily routines, such as dressing themselves, putting away toys, or serving their own food at meals. Provide support and praise their efforts as they develop these essential life skills. Remember that each child is unique and the pace of development may vary. Be patient and supportive, allowing them to progress at their own speed. Individualized attention and tailored activities are key to nurturing their strengths and addressing areas that require further development. Sharing assessment results with parents is a vital aspect of supporting a child's development, and it can strengthen the partnership between educators and families. When discussing the DIAL-4 assessment outcomes with parents, consider the following tips to ensure a productive and supportive conversation. When presenting the results, use clear and jargon-free language that parents can easily understand. Avoid using technical terms and explain any terminology that may be unfamiliar to them. Be empathetic and supportive, emphasizing that the assessment is a tool to better understand their child's strengths and areas for growth. Begin the conversation by sharing positive aspects of their child's development. Acknowledge their strengths, progress, and achievements observed during the assessment. This fosters a positive atmosphere and reinforces the parent's confidence in their child's abilities. Address the areas that may need further development, framing them as opportunities for growth rather than weaknesses. Offer specific strategies and activities that parents can implement at home to support their child's progress in these areas. Empower parents to be actively involved in their child's learning journey. Encourage open dialogue between parents and yourself. Listen attentively to their thoughts, concerns, and questions regarding the assessment results. Actively involve parents in decision-making processes and collaborate to set developmental goals for their child. When parents feel heard and valued, it fosters a strong partnership in supporting the child's overall development. Finally, provide parents with a DIAL-4 parent-child activities handout, available in both English and Spanish. This resource offers a collection of fun and engaging activities that align with the assessment's domains. It enables parents to continue supporting their child's growth at home through play-based learning and exploration. Remember that the purpose of sharing assessment results is to work together with parents in the best interest of the child. By establishing a collaborative and supportive relationship, parents can actively participate in their child's learning and development. As I mentioned before, you can use Teaching Strategies Gold to document the DIAL-4 assessment. Then use that documentation and the preliminary checkpoints chosen for the objectives to begin your individualized planning for each child. Let's take a look at Teaching Strategies Gold, and I'll show you how you would use this information from the DIAL-4 to create documentation and then to create an individual child plan. So this is a pretend classroom. Cyrus is one of my sons' names, but he is definitely older than pre-K, so we'll just go with this. Cyrus completed the Dial 4 assessment. During the motor area testing, he fell when he tried to stand on one leg and did not hop or skip. His scores for the fine motor activities were in the typical range for his age. So those are the notes I have from doing the Dial 4, and I've included it in a way that still keeps it in a positive growth lens, right? So first thing, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to check off that this is documentation for Cyrus. And now I'm going to take a look at the objectives. And we know that he's working on, right, balance and using his fingers and hands. So those are two obvious objectives that go with this piece of documentation. Now, I'm also going to choose a couple more because in order to have done this assessment and done all these activities, it means that he comprehends language and follows directions. So now I'm going to collapse the objectives and come over here to where I can choose the preliminary levels for each of those objectives. So I'm going to look first at the demonstrating balancing skills. So let's click here on the examples. Says walks forward along the sandbox, can jump. Everything, though, is still on 2 feet. Okay, so we know that he is able to do these things. However, let's look up, can he do the next level? And this level says he would be hopping on 1 foot. So we know that he's not at that point yet. So we're going to put him here at the level 6, where he's doing it with the simple movement experiences. Then for 7A, uses fingers and hands. I'll again look at the examples. Compare them to what we did in the testing. And for this, he's going to go sort of right in the center. All right. Then 8A, responds appropriately to specific vocabulary and statements, questions, stories. All right. So he was definitely comprehending the things said to him in order to be able to do them. However, I look here, and this is also, it looks like probably he was able to follow different actions. So we're going to put him right kind of here in the middle. And then finally, with follow directions, let's say that he followed directions. It says 2 or more steps. And we're going to say that he didn't do that consistently, although he did it a few times. So we're going to come just under that because he's not doing it all the time. All right. Now we've got that. I'm going to save that. Now I'm going to go to my teach page. And let me go forward to the study I added. Okay, so now I am going to add a time of day. Click Monday, go to next. I'm going to choose an intentional teaching experience because I want to have a specific activity that relates to the goal that we're working on with Cyrus, which is to be able to, which is his balancing skills, right? So I'm going to go to intentional teaching experience, and I'm going to change this to the time of day to an individual child plan. And I'm going to click on physical and then click demonstrates balancing skills. Here's an activity called body part balance. This looks like a good one to practice with Cyrus. So we're going to choose this activity. I'm going to unselect all, scroll down and select Cyrus, and then click Add to Plan, Save. And now if I scroll down, you see I did this once already. Scroll down, you'll see here it is, Cyrus Water plan. And there is his specific activity for Cyrus to work on the skill that he is learning and developing. When a child scores on the DIAL-4 assessment fall below 70% in any area, that's the percentile rank, it indicates the need for further evaluations to gain a more comprehensive understanding of their development. As educators and caregivers, it's essential to handle this situation with sensitivity and proactive communication. First, when you identify scores below 70% in any domain, schedule a meeting with the child's parents. Approach the conversation with empathy and clarity. Explain the significance of the assessment results and how they help in understanding the child's development. Discuss the need for further evaluations and emphasize that it's a standard practice to ensure the child receives the necessary support. Then share contact information for Durham Public School Pre-K. The contact person is Leslie Green at 919-560-3933. This will enable parents to get in touch with her to set up free screenings and evaluations. Assure them that the process is designed to assist in tailoring appropriate interventions to address their child's specific needs. Throughout the evaluation process, continue documenting the child's development and teaching strategies goals. Keep parents informed about their child's progress and any additional observations made during this period. Regular communication is key to maintaining a strong partnership and ensuring parents are involved in their child's developmental journey. Remember, a score below 70% is an indicator for further investigation and support, not a definitive diagnosis. Encourage parents to actively participate in the referral process and assure them that early intervention can lead to positive outcomes for their child's development. For further information about the DIAL-4, please go to Brainshark.com and you can create a free account that gives you access to the DIAL-4 training modules, which will walk you through the steps of administering the DIAL-4 assessment in each of the concept areas. When you log in to the Brainshark portal of all of their trainings, just realize that they have a lot on this page and you will need to scroll down until you get to the Dial 4, and you'll start with Module 1, and it will take you through all the way to scoring and interpretation. Finally, when you've completed all of your Dial 4 assessments, be sure to scan the record forms and email those to Jamaica Wells at the partnership, and also keep a paper copy in the child's file at your site. And that concludes the Dial 4 training. Thank you.